Right now, falling through the dark nearly 16 billion miles from home is a machine we built in the 1970s. It's humanity's furthest messenger, so distant that its faint whisper, even at the speed of light, takes almost a full day to reach us. In fact, it's expected to cross that one light day milestone in November of 2026. Its mission to the planets ended decades ago. Now, it's on a completely different journey, a voyage across the next 10 trillion years. This is the story of what that probe will see, the lonely encounters it will have, and the ultimate fate of the last piece of us in the vast silent universe. This is the saga of Voyager 1. It all began on September 5th, 1977, when a Titan 3KE Centaur rocket tore through the Florida sky, carrying a small, slightly awkward-looking probe of just over 1,500 pounds. This was Voyager 1, launched 16 days after its twin, Voyager 2. Its mission was a grand tour of the outer solar system, taking advantage of a rare planetary alignment that only comes around about once every 175 years. It was a mission of pure discovery, designed to give us our first real look at the gas giants, Jupiter and Saturn. And what a look it was. It delivered beyond anyone's wildest dreams. In 1979, Voyager 1 flew past Jupiter, revealing a world of violent, swirling storms and discovering its faint, previously unknown ring system. It sent back our first detailed images of Jupiter's moons, including the shocking revelation of active volcanoes on Io A. Year later, in November 1980, it reached Saturn. Its instruments studied the planet's majestic rings, its atmosphere, and its mysterious moon, Titan. That encounter with Titan was its final act as a planetary explorer. The combined gravity of Saturn and its largest moon acted as a slingshot, flinging Voyager 1 up and out of the flat disk where the planets orbit and onto a path that would carry it out of our solar system forever. But before it turned its back on home for good, it performed one last iconic act. On February 14, 1990, at the request of the great astronomer Carl Sagan, NASA engineers commanded the probe to turn its cameras around. From nearly 4 billion miles away, it took a picture of our homeworld. The image it sent back was haunting. Earth appeared as a tiny single point of light, less than a pixel wide, suspended in a scattered sunbeam. This was the pale blue dot, a humbling portrait of our place in the cosmos. In that moment, Voyager 1's mission changed. It was no longer just a scientific instrument. It became a philosopher, a poet, and a messenger. Attached to its side is one final greeting to the universe, the Golden Record. It's a 12-inch, gold-plated copper disc, holding sounds and images picked to portray the diversity of life and culture on Earth. There are greetings in 55 languages, the music of Bach and Chuck Berry, and 115 images of our world and our species. It's a message in a bottle, tossed into the cosmic ocean. A greeting card from a civilization that knew it wouldn't last forever, but hoped its memory would. The record is built to last, shielded in an aluminum case and designed to survive for at least 1 billion years. It's a silent promise that even after its power dies and its voice goes silent, Voyager 1 will keep carrying our story into the darkness. For decades after its last planetary flyby, Voyager 1 just kept going, hurtling outward at nearly 38,000 miles per hour. Then, in August 2012, after 35 years of flight, it crossed a monumental threshold. It passed through the Heliopause, the turbulent boundary where our sun's solar wind gives way to the interstellar medium. It had officially entered the space between the stars the first thing we ever built to do so. But this new chapter is also its final one. The spacecraft is dying. It doesn't run on solar panels, they'd be useless this far from the sun. Instead, it draws power from 3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, or RTGs. These devices turn the heat from decaying plutonium-238 into electricity. When it launched in 1977, the system gave it 470 watts of power. Today that has fallen to around 250 watts, and it keeps dropping by about 4 watts each year. To keep it alive, NASA engineers have been making tough choices, shutting down systems one by one. The heaters are off. The cameras that took the famous pale blue dot picture went dark decades ago. While it was feared most science instruments were lost, recent troubleshooting has allowed NASA to get data from 4 of its instruments again, including its plasma wave subsystem and magnetometer. But the power will continue to fade. Projections suggest that sometime in the early 2030s, the science instruments will have to be shut down for good, and by around 2036, there may not be enough power left to even run the transmitter. Its faint whisper to Earth will stop, and Voyager 1 will go silent forever. But its journey won't end. For the first time, it will be truly alone. In maybe a few hundred years, it will reach the inner edge of the Oort cloud, a vast theoretical sphere of trillions of icy comets surrounding our solar system. The trip through this dark, scattered realm could take tens of thousands of years. When it finally emerges on the other side, its connection to the sun will be so faint that the gentle gravitational tides of the Milky Way itself will start to guide its path. Then, for millennia, it will just fall through the empty void, a silent, powerless relic traveling at 10.5 miles every second. It isn't aimed at anything in particular. That's just where its path took it after studying Saturn. But the galaxy is always moving. In about 40,000 years, through pure cosmic coincidence, Voyager 1 will have its first close-ish encounter. A faint red dwarf star named Gliese 445 will be moving through this sector of the galaxy. Voyager 1 will pass within 1.7 light-years of it. That's a distance of nearly 10 trillion miles, way too far to be captured by the star's gravity. But it will be the first time in 40 millennia that the probe is closer to another star than our own. It will be a brief, unnoticed meeting in the dark, a flyby of a dead machine and a dim star, before Voyager continues its endless fall into the galactic night. After its fleeting pass by Gliese 445, Voyager 1's journey enters a new scale of time, where the lives of stars and galaxies are the only milestones that matter. The probe itself is now inert, a passenger on the gravitational currents of the Milky Way. Following a path similar to our own sun, it will complete a full orbit around the center of the galaxy roughly every 225 million years, bobbing up and down through the galactic plane as it goes. For hundreds of millions of years, its view would be of a familiar spiral-armed galaxy, but the heavens themselves are not eternal. Looking back toward its long-forgotten home, Voyager's dead cameras would, over billions of years, witness a dramatic transformation. In about 4 to 4.5 billion years, a new, colossal light will begin to dominate the sky. The Andromeda galaxy, our largest galactic neighbor, will have ended its long journey toward us. The collision won't be some explosive, cataclysmic event. The space between stars is so vast that direct hits will be incredibly rare. Instead, it will be a slow, majestic merger. The two great spirals will first sideswipe each other, their elegant arms torn apart by immense gravitational tides. Over hundreds of millions of years, they will dance around each other before finally merging into a single, giant, elliptical galaxy a sprawling, chaotic ball of stars that some astronomers have nicknamed Milkomeda. Voyager 1, by then far out in the galactic halo, will become a citizen of this new, larger galaxy. Around the same time, in about 5 billion years, a more personal tragedy will unfold. Back in its home solar system, the sun will be dying. Having burned through the hydrogen in its core, it will swell into a red giant. Its outer layers will expand, engulfing Mercury, Venus, and possibly Earth itself. The pale blue dot will be vaporized. After this phase, the sun will shed its outer layers to create a beautiful planetary nebula before its core collapses into a dense, cooling white dwarf, a smoldering ember of a star. Voyager 1 will drift on, a relic of a solar system that's no longer recognizable. It will continue to orbit the center of Milkomeda, a galaxy that is now aging. Star formation will slow down, and the galaxy will grow dimmer and redder. The probe itself, though built to last, isn't indestructible. Over trillions of years, its long journey will take a physical toll. It will be bombarded by cosmic rays and eroded, molecule by molecule, by interstellar dust. Even the golden record, its last precious cargo, will eventually be scoured away. The story of humanity will be erased. Now we leap forward to the end of our timeline, 10 trillion years from now. The universe is an almost unrecognizable place. The stelliferous era, the age of star, is long gone. Star formation stopped trillions of years ago. All the stars that were once shining have now exhausted their fuel, fading into cold, dark stellar remnants, like neutron stars, black holes, and white dwarfs, all slowly cooling toward the background temperature of space. The time it takes for a white dwarf to cool into a theoretical black dwarf is likely hundreds of trillions of years. So even at this late date, they are still just fading embers in a dark graveyard. The galaxy is no longer a shining river of light, but a phantom. Where is Voyager 1 in this desolate future? Its ultimate fate is uncertain, but we can speculate based on astrophysics. It might, through a long series of unlucky gravitational nudges, have been sent spiraling into the supermassive black hole at the galaxy's center. But another plausible scenario is that Voyager 1 is still out there. Over trillions of years, gravitational interactions with other passing stellar remnants could have gradually flung it out of the galaxy entirely, ejecting it into the near absolute emptiness of intergalactic space. By this point, the probe itself would likely be gone, its structure completely eroded by eons of radiation and particle impacts until it's little more than a scattered cloud of atoms. Its form is gone, but its matter persists, the ghost of a machine from Earth. This is the likely fate of Voyager 1. Not a fiery end, but a slow, quiet dissolution into the void. It will never be found. Its golden record will never be played. The message it carries is destined to travel forever, unheard. And yet, there is a profound meaning in its journey. The story of Voyager 1 isn't really about a machine. It's about the species that built it. It's a testament to that moment in cosmic history when a fleeting intelligent lifeform on a small rocky planet looked up at the stars and, against all odds, decided to reach out. We knew the bottle might never be found. We knew the ocean was infinitely vast, but we sent the message anyway. Voyager 1 will outlast our sun. It will outlast the Milky Way as we know it. It will travel on, a silent witness to the end of the age of stars and the slow, cold twilight of the universe. It is the last remnant of our civilization, a final fading echo of the fact that on a pale blue dot, for a brief flicker of time, we were here. We dreamed, we built, and we sent a piece of ourselves on a journey that will never, ever end.